Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against Prwell. He is a fellow YouTuber. We've been battling a lot of those lately, it seems. But yeah, he has been asking for a game with us for a little bit of time here, so we were finally able to coordinate that. So that's what we have going on right here, right now. So looking at his team, it looks to be pretty cool looking. Quite strong looking. So yeah, looking at our team, it is the same one we've been using the past few games here. So what do I want to lead with here is the question. Um, I think we're actually going to go with the Iron Moth in this one. I think that matches up pretty well against most of his team. So we'll go ahead and see how that works out here. Alright, so looks like he is going to go ahead and lead with the Tinkaton, glitching out the floor as per the usual because it's Scarlet and Violet. So this is actually a pretty good matchup for us. Now, I believe we could actually take him out with a Fire Blast straight away, provided we can hit the Fire Blast. We know we should outspeed. Usually these things aren't packing, I don't believe, any type of coverage to hit me hard, so he's probably not going to want to stay in on this matchup. But even so, he does have a lot of fire weaknesses on the team. He doesn't have a lot that wants to switch into a Fire Blast here, so I say we just go for the Fire Blast anyway. As he actually does stay in, we hit the Fire Blast, and he actually does survive that in the red, unfortunately, which is going to allow him to go for a Light Screen, which is going to increase all of his Pokemon special defense for several turns. So looks to be perhaps a dual screen variant of the Tinkaton. So now the only question is, do we want to press our luck with the Fire Blast? I feel like we could possibly, I feel like any switch here would be kind of a risk on our side, so I say we just go for the Fire Blast again here. We're going to do that. He does stay in, we go Fire Blast, and of course we do miss this time, so that is very unfortunate. He is going to go for the Stealth Rock, get the entry hazard set up on us, so that sucks. But just kind of is what it is. I guess at this point we just kind of have to stay the course, and we're going to Fire Blast again and hope we don't miss again. So he is going to stay in. Thankfully, we do connect with the Fire Blast this time, so that is going to get rid of the Tinkaton, knocking him down to 5, which is good news for us, but it does really suck that we had to miss that Fire Blast and let him get his Stealth Rock up. That could definitely come back to bite us in the future, so unfortunately we don't have any way to get that off the field, so we're just going to have to kind of deal with it. So now he's going to come in with the Charizard. He may well assume that we're Choice Item at this point, so we can't really stay in on this matchup. We don't have the best of switches into a Charizard, to be honest. But what do we want to do here? I think, yeah, we don't have a lot of great switches into the Charizard. I think our best option, based on what he has going on his team, is to actually just go ahead and switch into the Bombardier, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is, and we'll see what he wants to do here. We do take the Stealth Rock damage as he is going to Dragon Dance, so that's definitely bad news. So he's going to get that +1 attack and speed on the Charizard, so that is bad news, of course. We are going to get some HP back with the leftovers now. Now the only question is going to be, what coverage is this thing going to be packing? So we don't know. Charizard has a pretty decent move pool, so he could be packing any sort of coverage for us here, which could be bad news. Now, I kind of want to Sucker Punch this thing just to get some damage on it, but we could also terrestrialize, because if he's banking on hitting us with like an electric move or something, I think Charizard gets Thunder Punch in this generation. We could terrestrialize to lose the electric weakness, but that seems like a little bit of a risk on our side. So I say we just... he could try to Dragon Dance again. He could get greedy here. That's a possibility. But I think we have to just play it safe and go Sucker Punch, as he is going to go ahead and terrestrialize. So he's going all in on the Charizard here. Going to go ahead and terrestrialize into a ground type. So that's interesting. So ground type Charizard is here. And we are going to Sucker Punch him, and that is going to take him down by a little less than half, which is good damage. He is packing the Thunder Punch, does go for it, and we actually do hang on with 32 HP in the red, which is awesome. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. Now, this turn we're going to have a tough decision on our hands here, because we revealed the Sucker Punch. So knowing that we have the Sucker Punch, he could well try to set up another Dragon Dance on us. So, fearing that, I feel like the best course of action at this point is to actually go for a Brave Bird instead, because we know another Sucker Punch is not going to take him out. So I think we have to go for a Brave Bird here, just in case he tries to Dragon Dance again. So that's what we're going to do, as he just goes for a Fire Punch, unfortunately, and that's going to go ahead and finish us off and knock us down to 5. So I feel like we had to take that risk, though. So we know he has Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and Dragon Dance on deck. Now the only question is, what do we want to bring in to face this thing? Now we could go for the Iron Moth. That could end up being a huge risk, though, if he does have either Earthquake or if he does outspeed us, because I think if he's max speed investment on the Charizard, he will outspeed us, and based on that damage output, I kind of feel like he is. So I think our best option is actually just to bring something in to try and tank an attack, and I think we're going to go for the Oink alone, actually, because we are max HP, we are shiny, of course, not that that helps us survive an attack, but we are max HP, and we do have Thick Fat, so if he goes for the Fire move, we're going to take it much better. So I think we just have to go ahead and go for a Body Slam here, as he's actually going to go for the switch, so he's going to conserve the Charizard, which is interesting. He's going to go ahead and switch in with the Rotom, which is interesting. So we are going to go ahead and get a Body Slam on this thing, so we take it down by a little less than half, which is good damage, and then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I don't really want to stay in on this matchup, because the Oink alone looks like it could be useful to check the Charizard. The only question is, what do we want to bring into the Rotom? So we do have multiple electric immunities on our team, which leads me to believe he might not want to risk going for the electric attack here on us, so he might just go for the Grass move straight away. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation, because if we come in with the Iron Moth and he predicts that and goes for the electric move, it could be bad news for us. So this is going to be kind of a difficult decision to make. I feel like he doesn't go for the electric attack, because we do have multiple electric immunities again on the team. So going for the electric attack could be awfully risky on his side. Not much time to decide. I feel like we have to switch into the Pawmot, though, I feel like, because if we get that prediction wrong, that's going to be really bad news if we lose the Iron Moth. So I feel like we just have to play it safe, switch in the Pawmot, take the Stealth Rock damage, and he's going to go Trick, so that's interesting. So he's going to go ahead and trick us. What are we going to get? We're going to get Choice Specs, and he is going to get a Focus Sash. So we kind of switch useless items here as the Reflect actually wears off, which is nice. So that was an interesting turn of events here. We do get the Pawmot in now. It is interesting because we have Choice Specs, obviously, so we can't really do much of anything with that. So we're going to have to lock into something here, and I think the best course of action is we're going to go ahead and just try to fire off a close combat, hit something really hard. We do outspeed as he stays in. We hit him with the close combat, and that's just going to go ahead and destroy this Rotom outright, which is incredible. That is going to go ahead and knock him down to 4. So The only bad thing about this is that now he can bring up a matchup on this thing. He knows we're going to be locked into close combat, so he is going to be able to act accordingly for that. So we'll see what he wants to bring in here. He doesn't really have anything that really wants to take a close combat, though. Since he terastallized the Charizard, I don't think he has any resistances to a fighting attack left on his team. So it will be interesting to see how he wants to play this. And so it is going to be the Frostmoth he's going to come in with. So he's probably going to try to set up a Quiver Dance, if I had to guess here. I think our best course of action here is just to stay in and fire off another close combat, as we are kind of crippled with the choice specs, so that's what we're going to do. We go for the close combat, and that is going to actually just go ahead and one-shot that Frostmoth outright, so I think he was definitely predicting a switch on our side, but no, staying in really paid off for us. The Frostmoth goes down, and that knocks him down to 3, which is incredible. We do take another round of defense drops, but that is okay. So now he's going to come in with the Chen Pao, and he's got the Sword of Ruin coming into play to lower our defenses. So we do have a little bit of a choice once again here, because we know that Pawmot cannot survive an attack from this thing for sure, especially after essentially 3 defense drops. The only question is, do we have anything else that we would rather sack? And I think... I don't know. I actually don't know. Do we have anything else we would rather bring in here? He's got the Chen Pao, the Sandy Shocks, and the Charizard Terastallized ground left. So I feel like we just stay in and let Pawmot go down here. I think that's probably the best course of action. So we're just going to stay in and click close combat. He is actually going to go for a Swords Dance, though. So he gets greedy here. He doesn't take us out, goes for the Swords Dance, and we stay in and nail him with a close combat again. And that is just going to go ahead and one-shot that Chen Pao. So Pawmot really putting in the work here. Who would have thought Choice Specs Pawmot is putting in the work right now, knocking him down to 2 after one-shotting that Chen Pao. So this is actually incredible. Definitely some over-predicting on his side is really coming in to bite him here. So he's going to come in with the Sandy Shocks. He gets the Booster Energy, Photosynthesis, all that good stuff. So now... once again, I feel like there's no reason to change course because this has been working out for us. So I say we just stay in and we go for another close combat, as he does outspeed us, unfortunately. And sadly, Pawmot's run is over, but that's okay. He takes us out with the Earth Power. That knocks us down to 4. But Pawmot absolutely putting in the work in this one, really getting us back in the game. And that is absolutely incredible. So... now I think our best course of action is to go ahead and come in with our Toedscruel. We do resist both his stab moves. We are going to take some Stealth Rock damage here. And at this point, we can pretty safely go for a Spore, actually. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do, as he is just going to Earth Power us. He may be Choice Locked into it and didn't want to switch. So that's not going to do much of any damage to us, as we do get the Spore to put this thing to sleep. So that is pretty incredible for us. And then we are going to regain some HP here with the leftovers. So at this point, I think our best course of action is actually just to go ahead and go for a Giga Drain, staying in with the Toedscruel, as it does hit both of his last 2 Pokemon super effectively. He is fast asleep this first turn here, as we are going to nail him with a Giga Drain, and that is going to do a truckload of damage to this thing, knocking it all the way into the red. It is also going to heal us all the way back to full health, which is incredible. So I think there's no reason to not just stay the course here and Giga Drain again. That's exactly what we're going to do. He is still asleep again this turn for the second turn, which is great news for us. That is going to let us take that Sandy Shocks out with 1 more Giga Drain and knock him down to just 1 Pokemon. So that has worked out incredibly well for us. So finally he's going to go ahead and come back in with the Charizard. So there's really no reason for us to switch at this point. We know that he's going to outspeed us, or at least he should be outspeeding us. We could Spore him, but I think we're not going to play around with that. We're just going to go ahead and click Giga Drain here, as he does go for the Fire Punch. We can tank that with 35 HP in the red. We live, go for the Giga Drain in return, and that will be enough as we get some HP back off of that to go ahead and finish that Charizard off. And that is game. All right. So, we are going to win that one 4-0 against Prwell, but that was actually a really fun match, I thought. Highly competitive there. Definitely worked out very well for us in our favor. And, yeah, just an all-around good one there. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.